welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a cozy end of summer reading vlog. I have a little TBR here of books that I could possibly read in today's video. This one I just finished, A Murderous Relation by Deanna Raybourn. The most perfect autumn vibes ever. This is book 5 to the Veronica Speedwell series. I am still recording a Veronica Speedwell reading vlog, but I just finished this one. Perfect. I am so ready for fall, but I don't want to rush summer because I know that once summer is over, I'm going to be like, I kind of miss summer. But I also kind of hate summer, so I know I'm not going to really miss it. But anyway, I still want to live in the moment, you know? I just finished that, and then I have these two and then a book on my Kindle. Starting with the book on my Kindle, I have Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen. It's been on hold for literal weeks, but it just hit my Kindle, so I'm most likely going to be making time for this week. Friends to Lovers Slow Burn. Need I say more? You know both of those are my favorite tropes. So I don't need much convincing. I've heard really good things. Can't wait to read it. I'm in the end of my summer romance bag because I'm ready to get into the fall fantasies and mysteries and things. Speaking of fantasy, I have my current read, The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard a single soul talk about this book, but I saw it on the shelf of my library and I read the synopsis. It sounded amazing, and I was like, you know what, I need to take it home. I'm currently reading it. It is like a Hallmark movie, but if it was a fantasy set in a small town, and the main character is a woman that lives in a little cottage and knows a little bit of witchy magic. It's so good so far. And then last but not least, my current most anticipated read, The Ogress and the Orphans by Kelly Barnhill. I read The Girl Who Drank the Moon and I liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but I really liked it. This one sounds so good. And I also have kind of started reading this one, but I'm only like 5 pages into it. So I don't consider it a current read until I'm 15 pages in. It sounds so promising. The first few pages were absolutely amazing. I can't wait to continue it. But as of right now, tonight, I am going to read a pretty big chunk of The Spell Shop. Yeah, we'll see what the rest of this vlog becomes, what I end up doing. Let's chat. Okay, I am 65 pages into it. I would not call this a cozy fantasy because already so far, and based on the reviews that I have read, it deals with a lot of dark and kind of depressing topics. And to me, cozy fantasy means that we're literally here for the vibes. Nothing's happening, just cozy vibes. And that's not this book. There's a plot going on. There's some dark, mysterious things going on that's kind of depressing and kind of sitting on my chest. It is literally the coziest cottagecore coded book that I've ever read, and the main character kind of triggers me. I am gonna try to get to about page 150 tonight. Is that delusional? Probably. Is it also kind of realistic for me? A little bit. So I guess we should do our book update first. We'll do book update, book haul, and then journaling. Book update. I am on page 337 of The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. And there's only 370 something pages in the book. 374 pages in the book. So I'm really almost done. I have like 40 pages left. I'm definitely going to finish this tonight and hopefully start The Ogress and the Orphans. If it's not apparent already, this is obviously what I'm most excited to read this week. It just looks like the coziest end of summer, early autumn book ever. And that's what I'm in the mood for right now. I must be stopped when it comes to fall because I'm ready for summer to wrap it up. Like, I have so many fall reading vlogs planned. I'm ready for summer to be over. And also, I'm tired of not being an academic weapon. Like, I'm literally just sitting around going to work. No, I need to be completing assignments and getting all A's right now. I just feel like I'm gonna love this book. I read The Girl Who Drank the Moon. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it and I will recommend it. And I loved the characters in that one. But I have really high hopes for this book. I don't know, something about the synopsis just really, really did it for me. But on the back of the book, it says that the ogress was hardworking and kind and generous. She loved others more than she loved herself. This can be a problem, of course, sometimes, but it also can be a solution. I also got a new pair of glasses. So we're gonna have miscellaneous hauls going on throughout this video, and also I just ran out of my favorite tea. So I'll probably be taking you to the tea shop because it's my favorite place on earth other than the greenhouse, the farm, and the library. Good God. It's a very pretty book. This is gorgeous. This doesn't have any writing in it, thank God. That's the only thing, that's my only gripe and complaint about secondhand books is that I hate annotations. I love my own annotations in books, but I'm not about to buy no book that somebody wrote in. But anything else, cracked spines, creased papers, creased covers, I literally don't care about. But highlights and all of that, I'm not buying that. I feel like, okay, I have been kind of waiting for the perfect moment to buy and read this book. I just feel like it's going to be a new favorite of all time and I want to read it at the right moment. I got it from Half Price Books. It's a literary fiction and I really don't know what it's about. I just know that it has some very detailed imagery about, it almost has like a personification element of trees and, of course, one of my favorite things to read about, the human consciousness in connection to nature. I can't wait to write some research papers and essays on the human consciousness in connection to nature because I could go on and on all day about it. But anyway, I've heard that this book has a lot of that, especially in relation to trees. And one of the books on my TBR, which y'all probably know, is The Hidden Life of Trees by Peter Wohlleben, and I kind of want to tandem read that book and this book. Okay, this is like selling me. Like, I may need to read this ASAP. The Overstory, a novel about trees and people who understand, is the eco-epic of the year and perhaps the decade. Unlike the Lorax who spoke for the trees, Richard Powers prefers to let them do their own talking. That sounds so good. Y'all don't understand the niche interest I have to literature about nature and literature specifically about the human consciousness in connection to nature and the way that nature is such an intricate intellectual system. I can't wait to read this. It's definitely high up on my TBR. I'm probably going to read it before the year ends, and I am anticipating it being one of my favorite books of the year. That's the book haul. But that's part one of the book haul. Like I said, it's getting out of line. It's getting out of line. And like, girl, you don't have no space on this bookshelf. Like, this is what true delusion looks like. You've got space for like 5 books. You must be stopped. You must be stopped. Anyway, now we can go ahead and do my little July wrap-up reading spread and then finish the last few pages of The Spell Shop, so that we can start The Ogress and the Orphans, because I am dying with anticipation. I can't wait to read it. I'm over The Spell Shop. I liked it. It was a good book. Next, we may end up going to the library in this vlog because I did put a few books on hold and I'm hoping that they get here quite soon.
I know you got to have your rest.
God bless. It has been finished. I finished The Spell Shop. Imagine you're living in a magical small town, small coastal town, in a cute little cottage. Your daily tasks consist of reading books in your worn down quilted bed, making jam, eating freshly baked cinnamon rolls, and flirting with your neighbor. That's basically what this book is. But throw in like a little bit of magical oppression, a group of people that are kind of revolutionaries trying to fight this system that kind of wants magic to be secluded and owned by a certain group of people. That's what this book is. 80% of the vibes is the coastal cottage town, freshly baked cinnamon rolls, and having a little jam shop, performing a little bit of magic. This does have some dark topics though, so please search up the trigger warnings like I was saying earlier. But overall, I really liked it. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. And now that I finished it, that means that we are moving on to The Ogress and the Orphans by Kelly Warren Hill. Good morning. I have my matcha ready. Isn't she gorgeous this morning? Like, oh my god. I found this like floral glass mug in my mom's cabinet. It's mine now. It's mine now. Reading update. Just as I suspected, I'm obsessed with it. I just know myself so well. Like, it's so good so far. Basically in this book, you have this kind of worn down, very sad small town. And you have this orphan house. You have this orphan named Athena at the orphan house who was told by like one of her neighbors that she's aging out. And you have the ogress who lives on like the outskirts of the town, baking and cooking and gardening. She's literally just like me. I'm not gonna lie. She don't talk to nobody and she bakes and cooks and gardens all day. I'm like, too real, girl boss, too real. They kind of relate heavily to each other. They haven't met each other yet, but they heavily relate to each other. You read certain things in the ogress's point of view that kind of parallels to Athena's point of view. The library in the small town has burned down and their schoolhouse, and there's kind of a mystery element in terms of that. The mayor is so suspicious to me. He's like the city's golden boy, but he's hiding something. I don't like him. This reads exactly like The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I don't know why I feel like I'm gonna rate this much higher than The Girl Who Drank the Moon. This is low-key a 5-star read so far. Just the elements that it has and like the themes that it has surrounding love and kindness and goodness and people punishing goodness. It's up there for me so far. Things could change based on how the next hundreds of pages go, but so far it's up there for me. Today I have a few packages coming in. I have the rest of my secondhand book haul coming in, my vinyl, my Uggs. I haven't bought a new pair of Uggs in like 8 years. I have used the same pair of Uggs for 8 years, and I'm about to move in a couple of months, and I wanted some new Uggs because I love my Uggs. I wear them religiously. Even outside of fall and winter, I'm wearing my Uggs. I genuinely don't care. But y'all know fall's around the corner. I must have a new pair of Uggs. All of that is coming today. I don't think my glasses are coming today, but I don't have a tracking number. So they could come today and you and I will be surprised. Just letting you know that I'm going to be doing a few hauls today. And also we may end up going to the tea store because last night I ran out of my favorite tea. I have a new tea at the tea store that I like to shop at. I have a new tea that I want to try, so we'll get a sample of that. I completely forgot that I went to the library. I got my hold. I didn't even take you. Sorry, queens. And I just put on some jeans. so that we can go to the tea shop today. I love life. But let me show you what I got from the library. Oh my god, hold up. This is only one of the books, because unfortunately I forgot the other one in my brother's car, but I also got The Stationery Shop. I'm not sure who the author is for that one. I'm gonna go get it out the car later on today so that I can show you it. But I also got The Undermining of Twyla and Frank by Megan Bannon, book 2 to the Undertaking of Heart and Mercy series, which that's book 1 of the series. I love that book. The perfect book to read during fall. I read it last fall and it was amazing. I loved it. Loved the vibes, loved the romance. Just such a cute, quick read. And it was like 400 something pages long, and I flew through that book like it wasn't nothing. So highly recommend that one. I have high hopes for this one, but I've also heard some mixed reviews. Me and a few of the librarians that I work with have all tried to read this book this month and last month, so we'll see. I'm excited. And it's a Friends to Lovers. I hope the Friends to Lovers is good. Y'all know it's my favorite trope. Like, I understand the Friends to Lovers haters, because there are some very bad Friends to Lovers books out there. But the Friends to Lovers that I've read and that I love, heaven sent. Can't wait to read this. Okay, I am back home from the tea shop, and I just got the rest of my book mail out the mailbox. I got a refill of one of my favorite teas, the Fay Dodo, which is like a chamomile mint mixture. It's amazing, phenomenal. It's the tea that I drank in this video. And I also got 1.1 ounces of a new tea, which is their robust chai. I'm gonna have this tonight with some brown sugar and some warmed oat milk. It smells like fall. And I also got their smoked honey, and later on this week I'll try this with the Fay Dodo. But that's what I got from the tea shop. The second I walked in there, they were playing Chris Stapleton. I was like, I love it here. And I literally had on my Chris Stapleton shirt, like, I love life. Now, on to the books. Which one should I start off with first? Wilding by Isabella Tree. Oh my god, I'm so excited to read this book. Basically, this is a memoir about this lady and her husband who have like allowed their backyard to go crazy and just grow and grow into whatever florals and vegetation it want it to be. And oh, look at the pictures and things. I've already told y'all about the obsession with nature books. Oh, owls! I can't wait to read this. This is another one that I plan to read this year. All of the books that I've gotten this week, I really plan to read before the end of the year, just because I have so much hope. Icefields by Thomas Wharton. Y'all know my favorite booktuber is Emmy, and this is like her favorite book of all time. This is the book she talks about the most. She absolutely loves this book. I have such high hopes for this book. I know that it is set in Jasper, Alberta, Canada, and it's about this man, I don't know if he's like a researcher or what, that falls into a glacier, and while he's stuck down there in the glacier, he sees something in the glacier and in the ice that changes his life. What really intrigued me about this book is that within this book there is a woman that is growing this botanical garden in all of this icy and snowy land, and I'm like,
That sounds amazing and beautiful. I can't wait to read it. I plan to read this month. Like, this may be my next read.
It is now Thursday, and I am back in this bonnet. It's Thursday night. I am about halfway through The Ogress and the Orphans. I am anticipating this being a 5-star read. This book is so good so far. The themes that it has surrounding goodness, being a lovely person, being a good person, what does that mean? What does that look like, especially in a community in which goodness is very rare and you're kind of lonesome and lonely in your goodness? Like, what does it look like to be a good person when you're one of the only good people around you? The Ogress is obviously my favorite character in the book, but I also really love Athena. I love the plot. I love the way it's written. I feel like middle grade books especially do such a good job with writing layered books that are so easy to read. I feel like the older the books get in terms of age range for readership, the kind of more one-dimensional they get, like just kind of very aloof. But I feel like middle grade books are so easy to read but so difficult to understand, and I love that about middle grade. That's why I read it pretty often. But I'm anticipating this book being a 5-star. I also feel like it just found me at exactly the right moment. I love it so much so far. That is going to be the conclusion to this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. It's probably going to be a pretty quick one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you so much. Bye.